Hello. Okay, it didn't crash this time. I'm gonna show you how to make your own blocks in Glue3D. Okay. So if we go over here, this is a modded version of Glue3D. So don't mind if it looks a little different. What the hell is happening? Okay, that's okay. That was really weird. Anyway, okay. If you open up a fuck you, if you open up a script, as you can clearly see, there are block categories, and they hold blocks. If you want to make your own block category, you're gonna have to do some, you're gonna have to change some UI, and it's a little complicated. Um, but I'm not gonna talk about how to do that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how to add blocks to already existing categories. Let's go. So first, you're gonna have to think about what category you're gonna add your blocks to. Let's say I want to do game. So up here, you press Control F or just select here, right? Process with two C's, okay? Two C's, and then dot or colon, and then the category. So since we want to do game, go over here. And this is process.game. This is where all the blocks are executed. This is the block execution part, right? If I want to, if you were to make your own category, holy moly, if you want to make your own category, you would create one of these, and then you would add that function to this bigger function called run line, and then this is the category name, and then you'd put it down here like I have with function, but we're not making our own category. You can, but if you're not willing to make the UI, then you'd have to just like write it manually, and that's not really that fun. So data recall sets, this is an important thing to know. Data.recall sets the data.value 1 through 4 variables to the block input. So these variables store the block inputs. So if I, for example, was using, hold on. Yeah, I just got McDonald's. Anyway, so the data.value variables are the block inputs. So for example, if I were to place a go-to block, the first input would be the X, the second would be the Y, and the third would be Z, and these variables would hold that. So that's an important thing, right? And then over here are the blocks. So whenever you place a block, it shows the text, and it's usually like game dot, which is the category, and then the name of the block. So get underscore key movement, and that's what like identifies the block. So if you're making your own, you're gonna duplicate one of these. Oh my gosh, it's so laggy. And then you're gonna write here the block name. So for example, test. And then I can now put block definitions, okay? Programming a block is pretty easy. It basically functions the exact same as uh Glue3D script. Basically, let's say I wanted to check if the first input was 1, and if it was, to report true to the terminal. I would do if, actually, if else would be better. If, um, okay. Okay, this takes a little bit more. There are a couple functions that you need to use, to do like reading and writing to the objects and scripts and whatever. One of the main ones used is edit data and object, which basically edits a variable inside the object. So like for example, exposition, data return, any variable that exists. So here I would write the object, here's the variable name, here's a value, and then operation. So set, read, multiply, divide. And they're usually like set, read. Oh my god, it's so laggy. Whatever. Multiply is the MUL and divide is DIV, I think. Script.object is this variable over here, and it's basically just it reports the object that's currently running the script. So if you're editing a variable in an object, you kind of need this. Then I would do. I'm reading right now, so actually no, this isn't necessary. I'm stupid, but it was good to tell you. If data.value1 equals 1, then terminal dot. Okay, hold on. Let me let it load. Dude, this sucks. You don't know the torture I've endured. This one right here. Terminal.print. This is a block you can use to write to the terminal, and it functions virtually the same as the terminal block, so works. And then this will be 0, or actually 60 would be better. Alright. Work. Come on. Please. 60. It's not normally this laggy, I swear. It's a little less, but still, like, really laggy, okay? So now, if I were to... Hold on, let me... File... format Glue3D... Dude. Okay. So, if I give... What is... If I give the floor a script... I know. Called AAA. Now that we made that block, I can write... Fuck you. Oh my gosh. I like that, I like that color. What color is that? That's a nice color. But like when with black contrast. Slash. Delete over there. Boom, boom. What is that? Okay. And then test. No. The category was game. Hello? Glue3D? Are you good? Okay, there it is. Game dot test. Fuck you. Test. Test. Inputs. And then, by the way, you need these even if there are no inputs. Because it's like, it's just necessary. And then value 1. So now if I go over here, give this script to the floor. Awesome. Give this script to the player. What are you? Fucking MetaQuest link? Bro. Now if we run this, it says work. So the block works, okay? The block works. Now how do we add this to the categories? Well, it's easy. It's super easy, okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Find the list called autocomplete, and then this has every single block and its category. If you were to make your own category, you would even make it here. Like, for example, function and. Basically, the way it works is you have function.start, which starts the category, and then function.end, which ends the category. And everything in between are the blocks. Now, it's not each block specifically. Instead, it's 3 parts of each block. First is the icon. So here it's axis. Then it's the display name. So when you're scrolling through the categories, this is what will show up. And then the actual block. So go _2 and then the inputs. And even if there were no inputs, you still need the parentheses because I don't know, like formatting or something. Like right here, delete has no inputs, but you still need it. Look at my blocks. Anyway, so let's go to object or game.start. It's a big it's a big list. Just okay, here it is. Game.start. Here I can add trying to remember the icon. I don't know. Just file, I guess. Then test, and then test underscore, or actually just that, and then value 0. And boom, our block's now in the category. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is like the block's name. Just so that's the block's name is what you have to write in there. So now if I open this and then go to game, boom, the test block is here, and it's literally the same thing. If I were to run the code now, that's 0, it would say nothing because it's not working. Yay, we made a block. Let's go. Why are you still watching? Come on, go. Get out of here. Shoot. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Um, okay. I'm not gonna tell you how to make your own block category, but I'm gonna tell you like some information you need to know about that. Here in text coloration is fuck you. I'm sorry. Each category and its brightness and color. So function, color, brightness. Boom. Okay, so if you were making your own category, that's something to look at. Another thing. Uh, what was I gonna say? I just forgot it. Fuck you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Uh, I don't know. Okay. When you make a script, the script isn't like ran. Instead, it's loaded into a list and then it's ran from there. So even if changes are made to that script, to the currently loaded script, it won't change the text editor. So if I, over here, loaded script, when I run the game, here is the code that runs. So if I were to make some sort of system to edit this code, you could theoretically do a lot more than normal blocks. That's how my functions work. They just like implement themselves or whatever. Okay. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry.